Greece. Is it an investment opportunity or more of an investment hell? Well, it can be both. The downside, of course, that you should be aware of, Greece is not the most stable country in every possible sense. And even in recent history, Greece has not exactly been politically stable, nor financially, at least as a country. Even though now it's in the Eurozone, the EU and everything, it's definitely been one of the less stable countries in Europe. There's no doubt about that. But on the other hand, Greece has actually enacted a lot of rules and laws that might remind you of other Mediterranean countries, like Spain or Italy. Greece has a non-dom regime. Greece has something similar to Beckham's law. Greece has special benefits for pensioners, both like normal pensioners, but also wealthier pensioners. So there's something for almost everyone. And of course, in the end, it really depends, right? I'm not saying that Greece is like the El Dorado for everyone, but it can really make sense to, at the very least, evaluate Greece for yourself. I think there's multiple scenarios where it can make sense. One scenario that's probably very relevant is if you're starting a new business, it's your first year, Greece can be a really, really good starting point if you, well, either have clients in Greece or potential clients in Greece, or you don't necessarily need to be so close to your clients every day, but you're more interested in maximizing your runway. Because of course the cost of living in Greece is relatively low, even though it's in the Eurozone and in the EU, while at the same time those same factors make it relatively easy to be here if you're coming from the Eurozone, or even if you're coming from outside. This makes it really easy, and it can really help if you have like your first round of funding to basically maximize your runway that you can get out of it by minimizing your cost of living. And then either you end up staying here for the longer term, or like staying here part of the time, or you could even decide that it just doesn't work out for whatever reason. Maybe there's a new investment coming from somewhere else and they want you to relocate, or the business is just moving somewhere else, you need to be there. That's totally fine. I think it can nevertheless be a great starting point to maximize your runway, minimize your cost of living in the very beginning. Because if you're looking in the right places, Greece definitely has the infrastructure you need in terms of offices, in terms of internet, in terms of decent apartments. You won't find it just in an arbitrary village. Like, don't expect that you can just go anywhere and it's going to be fine. On the contrary, there might actually be a lot of distractions if you're not careful. So really keep that in mind. And also living healthily, I think it's important, because I think you can really live very healthily and well in Greece, but not necessarily if you have the naive approach about it. Generally, the food is good, or at least it can be good, but you need to avoid certain things. So, don't except every Iraqi, don't smoke. Maybe go away from the smokers and avoid places where there's too many smokers. Don't eat all the heavy Greek food, even if it's delicious, like all the time, things like these. So definitely be aware of that. But if you know this, if you sort of cherry pick, I think you can really get a lot out of Greece, and then you can see whether it's something for you in the long run, or maybe not. Maybe it just works for you for a couple of months, up to a year, something like this, and then you end up heading somewhere else. I think it's completely fine. The most important thing in every case is you need to do the math. You need to seek consultations for your specific case, whether it makes sense. It's not going to work for everyone, but I think Greece has a lot of opportunities for so many people who are not even realizing it, who are only looking at the normal countries, like Spain, Italy, or also Eastern Europe. Whereas Greece, it's a bit off the beaten path, I think. It's also the least integrated country into the European economy, coincidentally, which it's really weird if you look at the fact that so many things in our European history and culture, they actually come from Greece, and now Greece is sort of the outlier. But yeah, that's literally the ironic truth. And even nowadays, I think Greece is overlooked a bit. Definitely reach out to me. I'm happy to help you find out if it can be an option, or to set your things up. And of course, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. And yeah, I'm basically happy to help you figure out whether Greece is an opportunity for you or whether maybe you should look somewhere else in a different country and live your dream country somewhere else.